We've got the best story you're going to see today. A man has turned his life around and is now the Indiana Entrepreneur of the Year. Happy Friday, Felicia. We have gotten to this point.
Every Friday, Scott has a different mood. It's a different magic to the day.
I'm telling you, there's nothing like a Friday. And it's a Friday night here in central Indiana, and you've got a little shoveling to do with your car tonight. You got a little snow on the windshield.
I got to really start paying more attention to Angela, because every night she sits here and gives us the forecast, and I'm like, who said it was going to snow?
It was a baby snow, not much. So anyway, we're going to get with Angela in a moment. Also, we'll give you a live look at Ukraine coming up. And also, we're going to talk about this historic Supreme Court nominee from President Joe Biden. We're going to get a friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, get some reaction from an Indiana judge tonight to this historic SCOTUS nominee. So let's go ahead and begin, as we do every night at 10 o'clock here, with the weather. And let's talk about that baby snow that moved through.
That shocked me.
It shocked you. I guess you could say it was shocking that it actually stuck to the ground. There were these little bursts inside this larger area of flurries. And when I was out today, I kept seeing little white flakes. I'm like, not a flurry? Yes, it was a flurry. But then late this afternoon, early this evening, we got a couple of steadier bursts of snow. We did get one downtown. We had a few reported in Grant County, but it's just a little bit. You'll be able to brush it right off your car. You'll be on your way.
But a good reminder for the streets for folks to be careful.
Just be careful out there. We had the ice this morning. We had a few snow showers this afternoon. Live Doppler 13 radar still shows at this hour a couple of flurries around, but that's about it. If you get under a steadier burst, might be enough for you to actually see on your car. Otherwise, these are coming to an end, and these, again, were lake effect snow showers coming off Lake Michigan. We turn our attention to some sunshine as we head into the weekend, but it's going to be cold. Early morning numbers 15 to 20, and then we'll spend the afternoon in the 30s. Tomorrow we have 40s on the way for the end of the weekend, and you want to make sure you tune in at 11, because the 7-day has a 60 on it.
Yes, snaps for Angela. Angela and Mother Nature.
That's right.
Thanks for using your connection.
Sure.
We've got hundreds of Facebook friends joining us tonight. Scott is with us. We've got Brian saying she, meaning Felicia, is from Chicago and has seen snow. So
she knows.
you know all about that.
I'm going to act like it's my first time always. It really gets on my nerves.
We've got Julie from Central Illinois tonight. We've got Dan saying hello from Lafayette. And we've got Julie saying cold as heck.
It's cold as heck.
It's cold as heck out tonight.
And Dan, I'm pretty sure, is our friend from Lafayette who takes beautiful pictures.
He does.
If he ever
great
sends you some on
photos.
Facebook,
Yeah, please send me some pictures, Dan. I appreciate that. Please.
So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We'll get back with Angela, find out a little bit more about that 60-degree temperature in the forecast. I'm pretty excited about that. But let's go ahead and turn our attention to our big story of the night. One of the big stories today, we had the Supreme Court nominee, and historic choice by President Biden.
Ketanji Brown Jackson. Everyone is talking about this right now. So it is, it's historic, as you mentioned. So it is exciting from that the perspective of being a person of color, being a woman of color. At the same time, I mean, this is a big deal for our country, just in general, to have someone new to the seat. So Lauren Kostick is going to share more about that, right?
Yeah, friend of the show, Lauren Kostick, joining us live downtown. So you've got some reaction to this nominee choice.
Yeah, tonight I spoke with a Marion County judge, Marshall Broadwell. She just got appointed in 2020 by the governor, and she's a Black female judge. And so tonight I sat down with her, and we just had a conversation about what this moment means to her, what it means to the country. And she said, if Judge Jackson is confirmed, it will really make our Supreme Court look like America and the people it represents. And that is what her main feeling and her big takeaway. We sat there and watched, the press conference with Biden, and she couldn't help but smile, because it's just such a special moment. And she's like, not only is it historic, but also it's inspiring to many young minorities, because the hope is that when they see that photo of the Supreme Court, they can see themselves there. And that is truly something special, and why this moment is so impactful for her and many people like her is that, she's like, I can finally look at that photo and I can see myself there. And she's a judge herself. And, she kind of walked me through how long it took her to get there. And so we'll have much more from that conversation at 11. And I know we're also going to walk through what this nomination process or appointment process, I'm trying to think of the right word, will look like, because it takes some time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, certainly what it looks like and what it means, but also, so Breyer being a liberal judge, historically in terms of his rulings, and then of course her coming in, they're saying that her judicial decisions look like they too are going to be leaning towards the left. I think balance is what we should strive for as America. You need conservative ideas, you need liberal ideas, you need moderate. You want a system of checks and balances to have everyone together there to make decisions.
Yeah, currently the court is, 6 conservative, 3 liberal, based on, how they were selected. But it'll be interesting to see the process moving forward, and we'll look forward to seeing your story tonight on 13 News at 11. Great seeing you, Lauren.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks so much. I want to give you a live look now at Kyiv because we're going to continue to monitor developments over in Ukraine. They're 7 hours ahead of us right now, so 5 in the morning on Saturday morning, and there have been a number of reports of explosions and gunfire around Kyiv, which is the capital of Ukraine. There's every indication that the Russian invasion is pushing toward the capital city. So we're going to keep an eye on the developments in Ukraine, and Felicia and I will have updates for you coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. We do want to end our Friday night together, though, with a really nice story tonight. I thought it was the best story I saw today on the early nights.
I'm glad you pulled it for this so we can make sure we show our Facebook viewers and also just kind of appreciate the chance for a second moment.
For sure. And Dustin Grove has a story that is really inspiring Indiana. Here it is.
Yeah, it probably needs wiped down just a little bit.
Spend a day with Dante Wilburn.
And some stuff on here.
And you may have a hard time keeping up.
Yep, there you go.
He owns a car detailing company now with locations in Lafayette and Kokomo and plans to expand.
This is it, huh?
This is, man.
And just partnered in the purchase of this massive sports complex to save it from being turned into storage units.
So we really wanted to keep the place what it was and actually make it bigger and better.
We want more Dante Wilburns.
All of it enough to earn him the honor of Indiana Entrepreneur of the Year. By all accounts, truly living out the American dream.
And life is good.
Oh, man. Sometimes I got to pinch myself.
The thing is, it hasn't always been that way. Far from it. Which is what makes Dante Wilburn's story so remarkable. Years ago, he was making headlines of a different kind.
Yep, I was 22 years old, conspiracy to deal marijuana.
And nearly lost his life.
It was a shootout. My friend was shot 3 different times. I was facing 8 years in prison.
It was hard to see much of a future at all.
When I was in trouble, I was suicidal. I was going to end it all because I didn't see myself coming out of the pit that I put myself in. But my mom kept telling me, it's going to be okay. It's gonna be okay. I promise you, she said, I know it hurts now, but it's gonna be okay. And thank God that I had her in my ear encouraging me. After we wash it, we bring it down here.
He got a job washing cars for minimum wage, worked his way up to manager, then saved up and started his own business that would eventually launch it all. And 18 years later.
Dante, thank you for making a difference, and thank you for joining us tonight.
To be sitting there with the governor having all of his council and city officials, state officials stand up for the story and give me a standing O, I mean, it almost brings tears to my eyes even now. Like, it's, yeah.
What do you want other people to know from your story?
Never give up. Never give up. Even when it's the worst of the worst of the worst, you can come out of it. I had to basically rip out who I was and start over as a new man. But it's not impossible, right? It's not impossible. It's that's what my story is the possibility of becoming better.
Such an inspiring story, isn't it?
Yeah, the quote that comes to mind when I see this is, you are always better than your worst moment.
I like
He
that
didn't
one.
let that moment define himself, and I think we can all relate in the sense that we have bumped our heads and done things that we're not 100% proud of.
That's for sure.
But you can always come back from it, and we all deserve a second chance.
Love it.
I loved how his mom was so encouraging to him, and I wondered, just ladies, your own mom, what encouragement have your own moms given you over the years?
There's been a couple. You don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Oh,
That's a good one.
So you must have spent some time in the Swan House.
That's a good one. And treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple.
Yeah. Well, I think that's some of the best advice. You know, when you look at some of the crazy things that adults do this day,
heavens, yes.
it's like, okay, let's go back to kindergarten and relearn some of these things that they gave us. I just keep hearing my mom. She was just so supportive. She just told me you can always come home. And so no matter what you've done out there, no matter what happens, no matter what trouble you get into, you can always come home. And I know not everybody grows up in a household like that, but if you do, that's just something to be grateful for. And if you don't have that, then hopefully you can find your refuge.
Yeah,
you know?
find a home in another way.
Yeah.
Your community or you know, an aunt, an uncle, you know, grandparents, friends. There's several ways to define a home.
And I know we're all believers up here, so the power of a praying mom
There you go.
has gotten me,
Helps too.
a praying mom has gotten me far.
That certainly was the legacy of Helen Swan, who died 5 years ago. But Mom was constantly asking, Scott, how can I pray for you? And she would do that with for my kids and my wife. And so that was something I learned from my mom. But that story that Dustin did, I just loved how Dante was able to give honor to his mom, and the mom was encouraging. All right, so here are some of the other people that saying, Kim says, amen, Felicia.
Amen, Kim.
Yeah, Glenn saying, my mother would tell me to be careful and to be safe.
Yeah.
All moms, I think, would definitely do that.
I've been guilty of that to my
But
two.
you take it for granted. You know, when you're headed out and your mom's like, wait, let me kiss you, pray over you, hug you. You take it for granted, you know?
You do, and you know, we got to throw a little love to the dads too, because I'm approaching a certain age, but my dad last night, who's in Florida, texted me, please be careful going home. So, you know,
that's
a
sweet.
little love to the dads out there too.
Who else we got?
And a lot of people are asking about Lauren's dogs, not seeing them tonight.
Oh gosh. Oops.
My fault. I did not ask to see Milo and Murphy.
They were probably waiting,
and
too.
Lauren is saying they were hanging out in the background, surprisingly quiet tonight.
They were quiet tonight.
All bad on me.
We owe them double treats tomorrow. So treats on us, Lauren. We got to send you some.
Well, it's so great to be with you tonight. Be sure to join Felicia and I tonight at 11 o'clock. We've got, of course, the big story, as we've discussed, what's happening in Ukraine. And, of course, Angela's got all the details about the warm-up that's coming, including that 60-degree, which I know will make your day. Thanks so much for joining us here on Facebook. We'll see you tonight at 11. Good night.